done. Okay, so we'll write the program to test whether a given number is prime number or not. Write the comment first. Program check whether the given number is prime or not. Prime or not. Then end the comment with the star comma forward slash. See this star forward slash star. This is a multi-line comment. Multiple lines you can write, and you can start the comment at the beginning of the line, and you can close the comment with a star forward slash at the end of the lines. Okay, so many lines you can write, but we require only one comment set like this. Okay, so everything, all those lines will be treated as a comment lines, right? So then next, include the header file. Include the header file stdio.h. Okay, so then write the main function, then begin the main. Okay, so here if we consider examples 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if we observe the factors, 2 has 1 and 2 itself factors, 3 has 1 and 3 itself factors, 4 has 1, 2, 4 as factors, 5 has 1 as factors, 6 has 1, 2, 3, 6 factors. Okay, so if we observe these factors, what is the logic? Prime number has only 2 factors. Prime number has only 2 factors, and non-prime numbers has more than 2 factors. More than 2 factors. Okay, so that means you divide the given number. You divide the given number from 1 to that number onwards, and just go on count how many times it is divisible. How many times it is divisible 2 times, then you can say that the number is prime number. If it is divisible more than 2 times, then you can say that not a prime number, because other than 1 and itself it has another factor. Then we can declare that it is not a prime number. Okay, so this logic we need to implement in the program. One second, screen has gone. Okay, so to whether the given number is prime or not. Whether the given number is prime or not. Okay, so then include the header file, then write the main function, then begin the main. So here we need to read a number. Okay, so declare a variable called as num to store the given number. Okay, so similarly we need to count how many times it is divisible. So declare a variable count and initialize it to 0. Okay, so any other variables if we require. Okay, so then we add afterwards. Otherwise, if 1 to that number onwards, you should go on divide. No, so you can use a for loop. For that, you can take a loop control variable I here. Okay, so first ask the user, say printf. See, this is how you should write the program on paper also. After declaration, better you give a space and write the printf statement. Okay, so ask the user to enter a number. Okay, now read the number because he enters through keyboard. Read the number. One second. Okay, so user enters through keyboard. We need to read that number using scanf function. Percentage %d, comma, address of num. Store the number in a variable called as num. Okay, so now your num contains the given number. Okay, so for example, if we look into the memory diagram of this, say for example, I'll draw the memory diagram. Okay, so this is how the memory is allocated for num here. Okay, so this is the memory diagram for num. Okay, so when user enters some number, assume user has entered the number 2, or for example 3 is entered. Okay, so then num contains that 3. Okay, so then we have another variable count also. Okay, so for count the memory is allocated like this, and the value 0 will be stored initially in the count. Okay, so assume this is the memory for a count. Okay, so similarly we have another variable called as a I. This is memory diagram for a I. Okay, so initially garbage value will present in this I. Okay, right. Now, so we have number with us, 3 is the number. Now your program should decide whether it is prime number or not. Okay, right. So what is the logic? I said go on dividing from 1 to that number onwards. That means repeatedly you have to divide. So use a for loop here. So for I is equals to 1, then I should be less than or equals to num, given number. Okay, so then say I plus plus. Okay, right. So here initially I value will be 1 here. Okay, I value will be 1. How the loop executes? Now first initialization of I will be done here. Okay, so I will become 1 here. I contains now 1. Now 1 less than or equal to 3. Yes, true. Next condition will be tested here. Okay, so condition becomes a true here. Condition becomes a true here. Then enters the loop. Now what you do is you have the first number and you have the given number. Now you divide this given number. Okay, so divide this given number with a 1. Okay, so 1 we have stored in a I, and check whether it is divisible or not. Okay, so that means you need to get the remainder here, divide and check the remainder. So for that we have modulus operator. Here we use modulus operator. Okay, so if for testing the condition we use if. Okay, so if num mod I, if num mod I is equals to 0, is equals to 0. What does it mean? If num mod I is equals to 0, that means remainder is 0. Remainder is 0 means num is divisible with I. Okay, so one time it is divisible now. Now you increment the count value. Now you say count plus plus. You say counter plus plus. Then close the for loop here. That's it. Okay, so what happens? We'll see here. Now see. So first, what is the I value? I is equal to 1. Okay, so 3 mod 1. 3 mod 1. Is it equals to 0? Yes. Then count plus plus. Count will become now 1 because one time it is divisible. Okay, so count value now will become 1 here. Count value will become 1 here. Okay, so then end of the loop reaches control from here directly goes to increment section here. Okay, I plus plus, I will become now 2. Okay, so I value becomes now 2. Now what is I value? I value now is 2. Okay, so after increment again control goes back to condition testing here. Yes or no? Okay, right, test the condition. 2 less than or equal to 3? Yes, true. Okay, so when it is true, it is entering into the loop here. Okay, so inside the loop again it checks whether num is divisible with I or not. 3 mod 2, is it equal to 0? 3 mod 2, 3 is divisible with 2? No, false. Okay, so then if this is true, then only it executes this. Otherwise, it comes out from the if condition. Okay, after the if, there is nothing to execute here. That's why it reaches end of the for loop. Again, the control goes back to increment section, I plus plus. Okay, so that means if the number is not divisible with I, it just leaves this. It just leaves this count plus plus value. It won't execute this count plus plus statement. Okay. So then directly reaches end of the for loop. Again control is transferred to increment section, I plus plus here. Okay. So I value now becomes 3 here. I value now becomes 3 here. So what is I value now? I value is now 3. Okay, so then again test the condition here. 3 less than or equal to num? Yes, true. Okay, so when it is true, again enters the loop here. Now checks the condition here inside the loop. 3 mod 3, is it equal to 0? Yes, 3 is divisible with 3? Yes, count plus plus. Okay, so count value will be incremented here. So count value becomes now 2. Count value now becomes 2 here. Okay, so then after automatically it reaches end of the for loop. Again control goes to increment section, I plus plus. So I value becomes now 4. Okay, so what is I value here? I value now becomes 4 after incrementing. So I value is now 4. Then goes back to condition testing here. So 4 less than or equal to 3, false. When the condition is false here, when the condition is false here, then control directly comes out from the loop here. Okay, so it comes to this line here. Okay, so now here what we did inside the for loop, from 1 to that number onwards, we go on divided the num with I and we counted how many times the number is divisible. That is what we did inside this for loop. Okay, so now you have to decide whether the number is prime or not. Okay, so how we decide? We counted, no, how many times the number is divisible. That is what we counted. Okay, so here we need to check that count value, where we have stored that counted value in a variable called as a count. Okay, so outside the for loop, now you check what is the value of count. Okay, so if count value is equals to 2, then you can directly declare that the given number is prime. Okay, so now you write here printf %d is a prime number. %d is a prime number. comma num you can write here. Otherwise else it is not equal to 2 means divide divisible more than 2 times. Okay, so when it is divisible more than 2 times, you can declare that it is not a prime number. Okay, so you can say printf percentage d is not a prime number, is not a prime number. Okay, new line comma num, close this. Okay, so then you can say return 0, then close the for loop. Sorry, close the main function. Okay, so this is end of the main. Okay, so this is a simple program where you can read a number through keyboard and you can decide whether the number is prime number or not. Okay, right? So let me quickly execute this program and we'll test with the different numbers whether they are prime number or not, whether your program displays the correct output or not. We'll check here. Okay, so let me open online compiler, or even code blocks I can open. See here, this is code block software. You can see the execution anywhere. Okay, so you can use code block software or online compiler. If your net speed is good, then you can use online compiler. No need to install any software. That is the advantage of using online compiler. Say online C compiler. Okay, so open this first link, onlinegdb.com. Now let us copy this program. And we'll paste that program in this editor. So here copy this and paste here. Okay, and close the main function here. Okay, right, now this is our program to test whether the given number is prime or not. Now it is asking the user to enter a number. Okay, so we enter a number 2 here. Now see, 2 is a prime number, it is declaring. Okay, right, so run one more time. Say this time enter a number 3, then it says 3 is a prime number. Okay, so run again and test with a non-prime number. Okay, so 4 is not a prime number. 4 is not a prime number. Okay, so why? Because the count value, when you take the given number as 4, what happens here means 4 Okay, so from 1 to that number it goes on divide. So 4 is divisible with, if you take 4 here, if you take the number as a 4, 4 is divisible with 1 comma 2 comma 4. So 3 times it is divisible. Then your count value will become 3 here. Your count value will become 3 here. And when you test here, okay, so whether the count is equal to 2 or not, the condition becomes a false here. Okay, so that's why it goes to this else part and prints 4 is not a prime number. That's how you can test the logic with the different numbers and what are the values stored in count I, and these values you should keep track. Then you will come to know why it is printing not a prime number. Okay, clear? So this is the program. See here. So this is the program to test whether the given number is prime number or not. So we are reading the number through keyboard and storing in a variable called as num. And inside this for loop, what we are doing from 1 to that number onwards, we are going on dividing and checking whether it is divisible or not. If it is divisible, then we are counting. Whenever it is divisible, we are counting. And finally, this loop counts how many times it is divisible. And coming out from the for loop, we are checking whether our count value is equal to 2. That means the number is divisible only 2 times. So when it is divisible only 2 times, obviously it is nothing but 1 and itself only. So you can declare that the given number is prime number. Otherwise, percentage D is not a prime number. This is simple logic.